Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, The Crafting Chemist. Today we're going to be looking at part 2 of how to crochet a succulent in a pot. And so to get started with the pot, you are going to chain 2. And then once you have done that, you are going to do your first row, which is going to be single crochet 6 stitches in your second chain from the hook, giving you a total of 6 stitches to get your pot started. Alright, so for your second row, you are going to do an increased stitch in each stitch around, and this will give you a total of 12 single crochet stitches. So for your third row, you are going to do an alternating single crochet and increase around, giving you a total of 18 stitches for your third row. And then for your fourth row, you are going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to do an increase and repeat that all the way around, giving you a total of 24 single crochet stitches. Once you've reached row 5, you're going to then single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then followed by an increased stitch, and repeat that around for a total of 30 stitches. So for row 6, you are going to be doing 4 single crochet stitches in the next 4 stitches, and then you're going to do an increase and repeat that around for a total of 36 stitches. Alright, so you are now in row 7, which, continuing the pattern, you're going to, in the next 5 single crochets, to just do normal single crochets and then do an increase afterwards, and then repeat all the way around for a total of 42 stitches. So for row 8, you are going to, in the next 6 stitches, you're going to do 6 single crochets followed by an increased stitch, and then repeat that around for a total of 48 stitches. In row 9, you are going to do, in the next 7 single crochets, you're going to do those just normal single crochets followed by an increase, and then repeat that around for a grand total of 54 stitches. Alright, so once you have reached this point, you can do what I did, and I decided that this was as far as I wanted to go with the bottom of my pot, and so I did the next row as just single crochet around in the back loops only. If you want to have a wider base to your pot, by all means, keep doing the rounds in the same pattern as you've been already doing. But if not, like I was, do the next row with back loops only, in order to have a clear delineation between the bottom of your pot and going up the sides. And then from here on out, I just did normal single crochet in both loops after this row. If you want to add some other colors, if you want to make it wider than narrower, that's up to you. But then basically, once you have reached a height of your pot that you like, or just a couple of rows short of it, where you want your soil to then attach, then add more to it, that is up to you, however you want to design it. So once you have reached the point in your pot to the height that you want, then you're going to set it aside in order to make your soil. As you can see, the soil yarn that I have chosen is a lot chunkier of a weight than the rest of my project, and so therefore I'm going to do less rows than if I was doing something of a similar weight. So if you need to do extra rows following the pattern that I do, that is to get the width that you want, that is totally up to you and whatever yarn that you choose for it. So to get started, you're going to do a chain 2, and then for your first row, just like you did for the pot, you're going to do 6 single crochets in the second chain from your hook to get a total of 6 stitches. Then for your second row, you are going to do an increased stitch in each of the single crochets around in order to give you a total of 12 stitches. For your third row, you are going to alternate between a single crochet in the next stitch and an increase, and you're going to do that around in order to give you a total of 18 stitches. For your fourth row, you're going to do in the next 2 stitches a normal single crochet, then you're going to do an increase and alternate that around for a total of 24 stitches. Alright, and for your last row, at least if you're using a similar weight yarn as myself, you are going to do in the next 3 stitches a single crochet, then a increase, and then you're going to repeat that around for a total of 30 stitches. So once you have completed the soil to the desired width that you are wanting, so you can see I made mine slightly smaller than the pot diameter. I did that in order to help bring it in at the top, so it gives it a little bit more of a bowl shape for the pot. And so once you're done, you're going to fasten off, weave in the ends in preparation to be able to attach this to your pot. So to attach this to your pot, so the soil pattern that I've given you, there's about half as many soil stitches as pot stitches. And so in order to have it fit nicely, I am going to need to basically do a decrease stitch in the pot around so that I can have for every 2 stitches that are single crochet on the pot, it's going to be able to attach to 1 crochet or 1 single crochet of the soil. So as you can see here, I am going through it. I am going through also the pot. I'm going to go into my next single crochet of the pot, but then go into the same stitch as the soil. So that'll allow for a decreased stitch on the pot, but a normal stitch on the soil. And I have to play around with it a little bit because it's not a perfect decrease to normal for it. So it's going to be based on how you decide that you want to do it, so that it is fairly even around and not bunched up on one side and less bunched up on the other. So you're not going to go all the way around quite yet. You are going to want to go around most of the way, but you want to give yourself enough of an opening to be able to attach your succulent and to be able to stuff the pot with stuffing. And so I am using a stitch marker here to keep it from unraveling itself. And so with the succulent, what I am doing in order to attach it, I am basically splitting all of those threads at the bottom that hold all the different pieces. I'm splitting those in roughly in half, so that instead of just going through that middle opening, I'm actually pulling some threads to one side of the opening and the rest of the threads on the other side of it. And the reason I'm doing this is to give a couple of entry points in my soil to allow for less movement, to give more stability. If you want to weave in more openings, totally up to you to gain added stability. And then I'm just going to knot that off to help it stay in place and secure it. Do it a couple of times just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. And it's always fun when I have a working thread still in use to not accidentally tie that as well. Once it's secure, make sure, yeah, like I'm doing, just make sure everything's fastened how you want it. I like to trim up my ends a little bit just to have less to work with, but ultimately it doesn't matter, it's going to get hidden anyways. When stuffing it, there's multiple things you can do. Some people like to put cardboard at the base of the pot to help have a firm surface on the bottom. Sometimes what I like to do is I make a little bag of plastic beads to put the bottom to weigh down so it's less likely to tip over. This time in making this, I'm just putting in regular stuffing that you can buy from any craft store to fill it to the desired thickness, and get to the shape that I want it so that it is stable. It's not going to just collapse on itself. Basically to give it the look that I'm wanting. And so when you are finished with that, then you are going to finish your row and continue from there. And once you have finished that row, typically people, when they're doing potted plants in real life with real plants, you don't want to have soil go all the way up to the rim of your pot. At least I don't. And so to make it look a little bit more realistic, I'm going to add an additional row to put that pot a little bit higher than the soil. Once you have finished that row, you are going to want to fasten off and weave off your ends. I like to weave it a few times and then just pull that remaining thread into the center of the plant or my project in order to make it less likely to unravel itself, especially if it gets stuck in amongst the stuffing. And that is about it. Make sure it's all fluffed how you want it, and I hope this video made sense in making a succulent, and please like and subscribe to get more videos, and have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching.